go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is 555, and joining me, as always, is Otomo. How are you?
Good evening. I'm fine, thank you.
Good to hear. We are bringing you a pubcast, cast request from Mr. Corbin of the Dota 2 Cast subreddit. So, over on that Radiant side, we are going to be seeing Chester on that Lich, JMD 2003 on the Marana, Alex Pew Pew on that Treant Protector, Alex on the Troll Warlord, and finally Matu on the, looks like a safe lane Bounty Hunter.
And on the dire we have Elwin Gador on Drow Ranger with his 1 point in Frost Arrows. We have Shadow Shaman using Arkansas on Shadow Shaman. Mid lane will be Bolo using Pudge. Jasper, Probin, Crux will be using Clinks. And lastly we have Bunny on the Void. Bit of an odd lineup, Void and Clinks on the same lane.
I mean, this is a single draft game. I think it is worth mentioning. So your picks can sometimes be a bit all over the place. Yeah, I mean, as you point out, you've got two cores. I mean, Faceless Void can potentially support, I guess. I mean, I do doubt that's going to be the case. But
yeah, because if you look at their items, they both went pretty, carry items. I also don't like the skill build coming out from Clinks. Level 1, he takes Skeleton Walk. Taking Searing Arrows plus 30, you can really last hit.
I think normally you should, as Clinks, you don't take anything until you actually get into lane. You don't take anything until you're actually in a situation where you can cast it. Because once you see the lane, I mean, you get into this lane, you see, okay, we're going up against a Treant and a Troll. Like here, you'd go, okay, definitely Searing Arrows are going to harass. I can harass them. I'm not going to be able to do too much. I'm not going to need Searing.
It might be that this level of gameplay is a bit, lower, because if you look at Troll, his first skill is Fervor.
Huh. Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, I saw the chat, the request, and it was 2.5 MMR. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe not expecting the big plays.
Yeah. Well, at least not in terms of skill, but I think like people will be a bit less flexible in terms of how they're building, which as you've mentioned, comes out in the Troll Warlord and Clinks leveling before he gets into lane. In that mid lane, Pudge against Marana, so skill shot versus skill shot, but JMD on the Marana, I mean, he can just control the lane. Meanwhile, Treant Protector gets that kill in that top lane. Leech Sheet actually used, and the Ghost...
Did you see it?
Yeah, no, I didn't. What happened?
Oh no, I didn't. Sorry. I was like, oh yeah, he took Leech Sheet full one.
Apologies for that, but
and I guess they must have whirled.
Yeah, I think so.
They must have used whirling axes for the slow.
I mean, yeah, he's in ranged form, isn't he? So the damage isn't there. It does terrible damage. So he must have just overextended completely to get picked off, given he had Skeleton Walk up. Meanwhile, Pudge did suicide in that mid lane. I was looking at the mid lane as that kill happened top. Because I think JMD is going to definitely have the advantage here. We already saw that in Pudge suiciding. Because she's a ranged hero against Pudge who has no lane control. Outside of Hawk.
And Pudge doesn't even have tangos. It's just straight south.
And so, I mean...
I'm more interested...
Yep, so go on.
I'm more interested in watching the top lane, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see Clinks and Void against Treant and Troll. Not a matchup you see every day.
No. Okay, Troll's now taking that point in Berserker's Rage, so he can get out those melee axes if need be. They've definitely got more hard damage, but Clink should be able to, with the point in Searing Arrows now, just control that lane completely. Harass everything.
And Clinks definitely seems to be farming better than Void, at least, considering they're both in the same lane. That's the best part. Oh, damn it, we missed another kill.
Yeah, we're paying attention to every lane except the ones that kills are happening in. Anyway, Matu now on the run will be able to get away. So yet another kill for that Radiant side. Lich picking it up. TP now coming in.
Yeah, if you go to this level, the 2.5k, according to the guy who asked, you see these. You're competing not with the enemy for farm. You're competing with your allies.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you mentioned that you've got a Treant in the top lane. He's actually being a good Treant. He's not taking the last hits because it's so
easy.
Easy, yeah. I mean, I know a guy I used to play with. If he got bored, he'd say, "I'm support," pick Treant, and then buy a Quelling Blade and just take every last hit just to be an arsehole.
Yeah, because he can do that. I think he has like the highest base damage in
Yeah,
the
no,
game,
he does. He
right?
does. It's like I think base 80 something. So with Quelling Blade, you're hitting for like 100. Nothing outlast hits that.
Mm.
Like,
So yeah,
but yeah, I mean, you do
sorry.
get some contest for the last hits, which can be annoying because people don't always want to recognize that you have farm priority.
Lich is taking one level in Frost Arrow early. Sorry, Ice Armor early on. I think that's not really needed. I think because the damage for Frost Blast almost doubles from
Yeah.
level 1 to level 2.
I think,
So
I mean, you tend to max sacrifice regardless, so no problems there. But the Mirana finding a kill on that Pudge. Arrow
another
use
thing.
Starstorm. Yep. we are
Another thing I
dropping the
do
ball
want to
today.
talk about.
Yep. Go on.
For people who are watching, if you're going to use Sacrifice, always use it on the melee creeps
Yep.
because they give you more experience.
Another thing
Because
to
I noticed
consider
he's using
that
it.
if you use it on the range creep constantly, it actually can end up pushing the lane in the enemy favor because the creep equilibrium is skewed so far in their wave's favor that it will push up to your tower and the tower will push it back their way. So that's something else to consider, yeah. But the XP certainly.
And top lane, yeah, top lane. Void and Clinks are both. It's not 2-on-2. It's 1-on-3 for last hits.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
And Void is going max backtrack. That's a bit odd.
I mean, I see some boys do it. It's obviously a defensive build, but the problem is it means you have no damage. Out comes that leech seed on Bunny trying to get away. Trollwall will be able to leap out as Clink throws out these straight, but no mana to continue with the searing arrows. Alex Pew Pew should be able to get away, I would imagine. They're dropping low, but no, actually, no, Clink's not going to be able to pick that up.
I wonder who's farming bot lane. Both of them have the same amount of CS, Lich and Bounty.
Huh. Well, you would figure that you want the Bounty Hunter to be I don't really get the Bounty Hunter in the safe lane over the Troll, to be honest.
Yes.
But they've clearly made that decision. So you would assume Bounty Hunter... Well, why would Bounty Hunter not be picking up all the last hits, but...
Also, Bounty Hunter he's going 2-1-2. I don't know, the buff to Shadow Walk where you last 20 seconds at level 1, I think makes it a bit not worth leveling up. Jinada's more useful for the cooldown.
Yeah, I would agree. Just the cooldown can make a difference for the Jinada and the crit damage as well. Toss is still, I think you would take 2 points in Toss. The argument, some people do say, it's worth taking past that, but I feel the scaling on it is so poor that it's almost not worth taking at level 3, getting a point in your other skills instead. What do you reckon?
The thing is, Shuriken Toss at level 3 does do decent damage. 3-5 at 10 seconds. That's decent, it's just that level 3 is terrible. It's horrible. From 200 to 250. So I personally keep it at level 2 until I max out the other spells.
Yeah, I mean, the other issues obviously has issues with the arrow to fly on the Jasper will be able to get away. Now hiding out in the trees. Skeleton Walk has been used. Could actually, he's looking for that kill on Alex Pew Pew. Out comes Alex himself. Trying to do what he can. Clinks Woodstream, in jumps the Phases Void, picks up the kill on Alex. Searing Arrow will fly and pick up Alex Pew Pew. Now JMD finding that arrow on Bunny. Bunny actually backtracking to Starfall. So that those levels of backtrack sort of paying off, but dies regardless. Still 2-for-1 trade.
I like how the middle lane is completely empty for both teams. They're like,
Pudge looking to get a kill. He does have hook. No, he's being very hesitant about using it. Finally out it flies on Matu, who immediately goes invisible, and he's not going to bother chasing after Chester, I don't think. In comes Drow. She's got 2 points in the slow. Only 2 points, so out comes the ulti now. It will bounce once, not going to bounce again as everybody backs off. The hook now will fly. Chester turns into a sheep. Out comes the ensnare. And the Shuriken Toss actually used on the Shadow Shaman to cancel it. Bounty Hunter does pick up the blue regardless. Now going to go down from the looks of things. One more right click from Drow. No, and Arcinius actually going to dive under the tower. Get picked up as a result. Elwingador taking a lot of damage. Will be able to get away.
So pretty big dive by the Dire
Yeah, I mean,
for not much.
I feel it could have paid off. Like they had hero advantage, but it just kind of it took them too long to kill anybody. Um,
Mm.
so I mean, bounty
And the thing
hunters.
is, the whole time the Pudge was looking for someone, Bounty Hunter was just following him while he was invisible. So he wasted a lot of time just walking around. And still, Void is jungling instead of being in the mid lane.
Well, to be honest, I mean, okay, now the hook 2 fly will miss. One thing, like, I used to think, until I actually looked at creeps, that the jungle gave you more gold. Like, just because the creeps will give you more of the outcomes, the hook will miss again. The creeps give you more gold, like, in terms of when you kill them. But, like, then you look at it in terms of the efficiency, you're better off being in the lane, so I don't quite understand why Void is hanging around
definitely.
in the jungle. Yeah. Bit of inefficiency.
By the way, this
there.
might be completely unrelated, but I don't like the Dire Courier. I never liked this Greevil thing.
I have the blue one.
And it's a naked Greevil. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
like it's-
the brown. Sorry, yeah, the naked one looks awful. The black one looks pretty cool. The white has the nice horns, but I don't know. There's something about a Greevil courier that says I don't have a better courier.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not like I like the Radiant much. This weird machine thing. Before it used to be just a donkey, but now we're getting all kinds of
Yeah.
weird couriers every day.
Now
So
the track is there on D Jasper. He's going to go invis. They look like they want to dive here. In comes that Treant. They can still see him. Leech Sheet will be used. Out comes that slow from Alex trying to get away. He will go down. Arrow will fly and put a creep. But they pick up the kill regardless. And no real... Well, I mean, there's 4 in that top lane, but it doesn't really feel like Dire in a position to push back.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, I mean they completely sacked the middle lane for no reason, while Void is going top. I don't know what he intends to do, but
I mean,
He's
one thing is,
middle.
if he does hit a Chrono, you've got 2 carries with really high range, so they can potentially now Pudge throws out that hook. Look at that kill on Alex. Pew pew. In comes the Time War as Overgrowth is used, but Pudge picks up the kill with Drop. They're not denying.
I was looking at bottom lane.
There we go. They don't deny.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And yeah, Ward
I was
drops.
looking
In
at
bottom
bottom
lane.
lane.
Drow drops.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Matsu doing what a bounty hunter does. Anyway, yeah, what was happening? Do you want to talk about?
They were trying to fight between Lich and Bounty against Dro and Shaman, and he dropped the wards, but he never grabbed them. He had mana to grab, but instead he used his Ether Shock.
Okay.
So
Wasn't
he didn't even drop it near enough to tower.
Yeah, you're not able to get. I mean, Mato. It will make obviously Mato hesitant about going in, although the walls just expire now. As in comes the Jasper picking up a kill on that Lich, gets tracked up, able to get away.
I love the amount of gold you can get for Bounty. I mean, he's not. I don't consider him a useful hero in a fight. He just sort of stays back and tracks, and later on you get enough gold that he makes up for it. Does that make sense?
I feel like the hero is subpar in fights, just in terms of what he actually does. He's okay for picking, but if you can get an advantage going, even if you're at a disadvantage, it means that if you trade, you're winning out in gold. Now they're also used on Alex. Bunny gonna hop in. The Chrono is there to be used. Could actually pop it, honestly, although hook use not needed. Because if he pops it, Pudge still gets rot damage off, so that might have worked, but not needed anyway. As Mato comes around looking for that kill on Krinsa, very far out. Down he's gonna go.
Radiant's top
And
tower is
Krinsa.
under attack.
I like the Lich pickup. Honestly, as a hero, I don't know why we don't see Lich more often. Sacrifice just wins the lane. Just if you don't know how to play a hero, just pick Lich and spam Sacrifice, and you'll be useful.
The thing is, though, like, I don't know why I can't use his ultimate. Like, there's something about the skill which is just impossible for me.
It moves very slowly. That's one of the issues with it. By the way, mid lane, I think there's gonna be a gank.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh,
The
they
hook
missed.
True fly, they do miss though.
Dire's bottom tower is
And
under
looking
attack.
like they want to back off. I mean, Klinks is playing quite aggressively. He's picked up some kills, but at the same time, he's got almost no farm on him. He's got treads, nothing else.
It's not really much of a CS game. I mean, the highest CS is Troll with 37.
Yeah.
So that says something. And Void, half his creeps have been from the forest. He's really committed to this jungling strategy.
I mean,
It's like,
I
oh,
really don't like. I feel that maxing Time Walk over Backtrack is generally a lot better. Time Walk, the slow is actually very, very good, and the 13-second cooldown does make a difference.
yeah, and it's not just movement slow; it's also attack slow.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
if a person turns around and fight, they'll suddenly notice, oh wait, I'm attacking really slowly all of a sudden.
Hook to fly on Mirana. She actually jumps back into the tower. Out comes the Pudge. There we go. Under a tower. The Shuriken Toss does come out, but she goes down regardless. The TP comes in from the Jasper. Not going to be able to follow up anything. Void could have looked for a Chrono there, but not going to go for it.
Oh, I should have. I mean, Chrono has a long cooldown, but there's not gonna be much team fights early on.
I mean, yeah, the enemy team can't really push too hard.
Bottom lane.
And now they are looking for that fight. The wards will now be dropped. Alex Power is there, can look for the overgrowth if he wants. Krins is taking tower damage. They cut it up. Now the overgrowth will come out. The Lich ulti used. Bounces onto a creep though. Back to Arkinsis. Back to a creep and back into the creep wave. Very unfortunate there. Krinsis will be able to go in. No, creep picks him up. But Treant goes down in the meantime.
You weren't meant to see.
Well worth it for the Dire.
Yeah, I mean,
Tower and 2 gold.
that was a very, very nice engagement by Treant and Lich. It's a shame it didn't pay off. Like he got unlucky with the bounces because it was a good combo.
And Dro has her Shadow Blade.
Yeah,
So
but,
that's
I mean,
nice.
yeah,
We
got-
saw a few days ago.
Yeah, so go on.
We saw a few days ago Dro get a Blink Dagger, but which is useful because she has her Gust. But I think Shadow Blade is a bit better, more attack speed, more damage.
I think out comes the hook once again on the Mirana. She leaps again, an awkward angle. In comes that time up, but it's only level 1, it's 10%. So now the Chrono used. Bulu not in range. The Bash will come out though. And Pudge actually picking up the kill with Rot.
Rot OP.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one thing. You drop the Chrono. If Pudge is inside it, and he's next to somebody, he doesn't really care. Because all he does in fights, outside of ulting... Like, once he's in a fight, all he does is hook. Rot.
Yeah, Rot. Rot and walk next to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I miss the old combination of Omni and Pudge. You just Rot and you run.
That was fun.
And you're like magic immune and you're slowing and doing damage. So it's pretty good. And Trine is going max need. Okay.
Actually gonna get caught by the hook. Pudge very far out, although doing decent damage with Rot. In comes Shadow Shaman. Drow cleaning up, picking up another kill. Jester is there, ulti on cooldown, 40 seconds, and trying to get away in the face of a Drow slow. Probably not going to work. The 2 archers, undead, and Drow finish him off.
Tower is under attack.
I like the elemental archers. Fight's still going.
And now Matchu, he's still got 3 seconds away from the invis. Will be able to get away as arrow flies from JMD. Wards now pop once again. And they are going to pick this up very, very quickly.
Radiant's middle tower
Lee
has
is still on
fallen.
cooldown, so just be careful. But yeah, they don't look to push the advantage. But I mean, very heavy swing in Dire's favor. I mean, it looked like Radiant had the advantage kill-wise, but Dire been able to pick up these last 2 fights quite effectively. Although Macho looking for a kill on Arkinsis, not going to be able to find it.
What was I thinking about? It's nice to see Dro and Klinks on the same team fire nice arrows.
And the actually does find
good
that
pick
kill
off,
on Arkinsis,
just like that.
yeah. I mean that's what
What?
did he have tracker? Doesn't look like it.
No, he didn't.
Nah,
He didn't track him. He
that's
just killed him straight away.
Because I mean that is the big thing with bounty hunters. The track makes a huge difference in terms of the gold advantage, and you consider you've got a Treant as well. So you've got 2 heroes on the Radiant side who can really exponentially increase their team's advantage. Now Hook will fly, catches out the Lich. Out comes the Pudge ulti arrow. Not going to be used as Klinks picks up that kill. He wouldn't be able to hit the arrow anyway. Klinks goes in, but he's able to get away. Arrow flies nowhere close. Now
Check
in
out
comes
what.
that
Okay.
Void. Gonna have to back up quite sharply now. Nobody, although Klink's scouting around, doesn't look like we have protection actually. Anyway, yeah, what were you saying?
Check out what Treant has. Firstly, he's maxing Nature's Guys over Leech Seed, and he has a Dagon.
Yeah, I saw the Dagon, I'm like, what the hell was that? But, okay.
I was like, who is she casting it? I was like, oh, Treant, shit.
I mean,
You know?
it gives him some mana, I guess, and it gives the hero a nuke, but it's like, if you want a hero with damage, then pick anything but Treant. Like Treant, I think has the worst damage in the game in terms of
He only has
He's got
technically only one offensive
yeah, he's got
spell.
leech seed. Nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
leech seed.
his right clicks can probably be counted as another skill, honestly. But now the Mirana ulti.
But considering his agility gain,
Looking for the
okay,
overgrowth. We'll
big
find
ulti.
it on 3. Very nice. Lich isn't there. Follow up though. In comes Alex trying to do what he can. Bunny drops the chrono, catching 4 heroes. Now that Lich ulti doing work. The Rod actually doing damage, as I was talking about. He was standing in there, bouncing between. Bunny gets that bash off, but Alex finds one in return. Now out comes the Pudge. Now trying to find it, will pick him up. The wards now. Pop picks up that Mirana kill. So 3 for 2 trade for the Radiant. Did they have track on anybody?
Terrible. I didn't notice, but I also see the other fight. It's off cooldown, so I don't know. I know that he's used it a couple of times,
Yeah.
so he's not like one of those people who never uses it. But is he using it in a fight? I can't tell.
Bottom tower is
Yeah,
The
I mean,
chrono was terrible.
the chrono was off. Like, yeah, it was. I wouldn't say like it wasn't so bad as the Turner. It was just very awkwardly placed in there. I think owing to Treant's like ulti, it meant that the only place he could really put it was he was going to catch some of his team, but I think he ended up catching an equal number of his team and the enemy team. So
Yeah, it was like 3 of his allies and 3 of the enemy. But against a Lich, you can't do that.
No.
You just can't risk it.
I mean, because I was going to say the overgrowth came out. It was very nice overgrowth, but where was the Lich ulti? He wasn't there to follow up, and then Void set it up anyway. The hook now will be used. Do they have detection? Doesn't look like it. They're just trying to give chase with track. He's going to double back and get away.
That was a nice move by Bounty. He threw a track right after Pudge got the NV ruin, so that if he goes invisible, they can still find him.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, now they have vision of him. They're going to come and scout him out. He's trying to get away. Banyan does a lot of damage. That Dagon sort of doing work. Now the slow coming out from Alex. Kinzis turns around, turns into a sheep as in comes the Jasper trying to do what he can. They turn on him. He's being tracked up 2 seconds away from Invis as well. Overgrowth will be used. Not going to hit anything. But the Mirana ulti now used. Has she used Arrow is a question.
By the way, Treant is not even going for boots. He's going max Dagon.
We're saying, I get the arrow to fly, will miss. In comes Alex, so gets silenced up and blasted back, and faces Shadowblade, not able to do anything. I'm surprised we don't have detection. Like, I mean, you've got the Bounty Hunter, but Clinks will generally come in and pick somebody off. So you do want sentries at the very least to try and be able to scout them out.
You have to remember that at this stage, firstly there's like 4 cores and just Shadow Shaman, and secondly, I mean, there's not even dire wards. You know, if you look at the map, there's not even observer. So, not exactly something you expected. I mean, it's not exactly something you can hope for.
I think that, and I mean, that really worked against the Dire, because Pudge was playing really aggressively in that forest, but they had no vision in there, so they had no idea what the enemy team was doing. Meanwhile, you've got 2 wards, one at the entrance, one over the Uber spot, and you've got track to give you the vision, so vision ball very heavily.
Okay, Dire just dropped some wards.
But that ward
finally
gives you pretty much no vision now. Now the wards will be popped by Crimson. See, that's where their wards are in Shadow Shaman's ult.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
Alex
attack.
Pupu just sort of he's sitting around. Yeah, the ward's not accomplishing really anything there.
That's not true. They gave the Radiant some gold.
Well,
that was
yeah.
nice.
Treant protected, throws out Dagon, but now has no mana to do anything at all.
Treant has Jim, so that's actually a good pickup.
Yeah, that is. Because you've got, I was going to say, no detection. He's still got no boots though, and I feel like I've just now looked at Dagon. I've never looked at its mana cost before. It's 180. Like Treant just does not have the mana pool to be able to use it and still cast anything else.
Treant? Sorry, you're saying Treant doesn't have enough mana for it?
I don't feel he does. Like, I mean, Overgrowth is 150. Like, Dagon Leech Seed is another fairly big chunk. It's 140. Like, the hero doesn't have enough mana to... Like, he doesn't have the mana to throw around on items. At least not something as costly as a Dagon in terms of mana.
The thing is, Dagon does give you 13 intelligence, so it does give you quite a lot of mana by itself. I mean, he has 640 basically.
It's true. I mean, but just get arcanes if you want mana. Like the Dagon has helped in terms of damage, but I think the boots might have been better.
It'll get
Yeah,
it
sorry,
will
go on.
get cheaper though.
Yeah,
It will get cheaper.
as he
mana
upgrades,
cost.
yeah.
So,
Does he have the mana? Does he have the gold rather to upgrade it though? And at the moment, the answer is no.
if he saves from boots, he will get enough. Don't worry about it. He doesn't need boots.
Yeah. Now we are going to be seeing Dire push that top lane. They've been on the back foot ever since that Chrono fight. Hook will fly, actually land on the Lich. He turns around, I think, trying to go the ulti, but will drop before he can do anything. Trim Protector is still there. Doesn't want to go in though, obviously. Meanwhile, Troll. No, it was actually the. Yeah, no, sorry, it was the Troll. Picks up that tower in that bot lane.
Another good hook.
He's been finding decent hooks. And now the wards pop pushing into that top tier 2. It doesn't look like we're really seeing any kind of contest. The Dagon going to work, I guess. Going down. Now the arrow will fly, hit Arkinz's. In comes Treant, finding 3 actually with the overgrowth. Clink's picking up the Marana. Meanwhile, he has come around. The Chrono now landing. Pudge is within range here, so dealing a lot of damage to both. In comes Crinzis taking 1 kill with out comes that hook, gonna miss.
You never think of Pudge as a good combo with Void, but he is in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Rot is 110 damage per second, which is pretty decent, all things considered. Chest is now going to drop quite far out there. I think looking for the ulti. Now in comes Bunny, he finds the bash, and as a result, picks up a kill.
Actually, Pudge's Rot at level 4 does the same damage as Sand King's ultimate per second.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, they both do 110 damage. Just that one of them, they both pulse and over time.
Yeah.
By the way, what's his name? Void has a Battle Fury. I don't think that's really a worthwhile item.
No, no, Battle Fury is, I think, one of the most overrated items in the game. I think it's a good farming item on anti-mage because he can jungle so quickly. But on any other hero, like even now, comes that overgrowth, it's going to hit 2, the arrow will fly, hit that Pudge, in comes Alex, the Lich ulti used, just bouncing between heroes, picks up 1 kill, looking for another, will bounce to Bunny, picks up yet another kill, doing work as Drow Ranger tries to get away. The dust now popped, he has spotted her out, actually going past her. 1 more right click will, no, 2 doesn't, yeah, he will be able to get it, there we go. And meanwhile, Mirana picks up Shadow Shaman, so massive turnaround.
Yeah, it's hard to say it's a massive turnaround though when they lost their racks.
Oh yeah, no, I think like, when I say turn now, Clinks should be able to get away here, I think. Now gonna get silenced up, trying to right click him down. Clink's gonna pay for that with his life. He should have just kept going, I think.
So it's a team wipe, but in different areas. I like the Deso pickup on Bounty. If you remember a few patches ago, Track used to reduce armor. So it was really useful to, have a Deso and Track at the same time. You could really bring down people very fast.
I mean, I still think that the Deso was a good pickup on Bounty Hunter generally because all of his damage is, well, most of his damage is physical, at least he has 2 melee nukes. Now Alex gonna get caught in that wards. The arrows will fly, catching Arkins is out. Alex trying to get away, will get shouted down on by the Pudge. Wards pick him up. Make now pop by Shadow Shaman trying to get away. Hook flies, misses. And run ulti pop to get away. He's scouting for it.
Yeah, we're talking about Battle Fury. It's
right.
bad on Void, definitely, because... Sorry?
No, yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's bad on Void because you have no way to really group them. Even if you Chrono, they're not going to stand close to each other. But on PA and Ember, I think it's also worth it.
Actually,
not just anti-mage.
Ember it's because Sleight of Fist, I want to say, is ridiculously strong with Battle Fury, yeah. I mean, it's how the hero works. PA, I kind of disagree with, honestly. I think, nobody really knows what to get in there, to be honest. Now the Chrono will be popped by Bunny, the hook to fly, pulling Alex Pew Pew out. He doesn't have vision of him, though. As the Gust comes in, they're trying to find Mato. He has got him missed, though, now to get away. Now the silence pop there on JMD. Not able to get the Drow in range to slow that home. But yeah, I just think that as damage items go, like it's not there for the damage because it's very inefficient for that. The cleave is nice if you're either farming or have a really strong way to apply it, and that's true of AM and Xin, as you said, and really nobody else.
Yes. I suppose Kunkka and Magnus, both of them kind of benefit from it. I mean, they both already can cleave.
I see people say that, but it's like, I mean, what do you get from that? Like, on Kunkka, would you not just prefer more damage as the Gust comes out, in comes that Void for that kill on Alex? Pew Pew, he goes down, Clint's picking up now. The Lich ulti comes in, once again doing work jump into a creep now. It does, hence, yeah, but he still did a lot of damage there. Picked that one kill on Drow, Faceless Void goes down, and Troll picking up that Clinks. So all 3 cores drop.
I'm not sure what they're trying to do, to be honest, with Dire. They doesn't seem to have a certain plan.
I feel
even Pudge, he just looked and blinked away. It's like, what was the point?
I kind of feel that if you're trying to break high ground and you've got a Pudge, you need to find at least one pick off before you go for it, because otherwise, like, they don't have the team fight ultis to actually force a fight on the high ground. So your one option is try and hook off. I'd say Lich is probably the key player here. If you can hook him off and get the silence off him before he can cast, pick him off, then is there much that Radiant can do to hold a defense then?
Well, the Radiant have overgrowth and they have decent spells, all of them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell. I definitely think that when it comes to an advantage, Dire obviously have an advantage late game considering their lineup. Just naturally they'll get better. Troll is the only problem, but Mirana, Bounty, they're good, but they don't scale late game. So I don't know why they don't just back off a little the Dire and just farm up. They have one lane of Brax pushing in. Just
Alex
give it.
He's going to be caught out by the Pudge, but going to turn it around on him, doing a lot of damage. One more right click, no, actually heal, and Pudge gets the suicide off as a JMD is caught out. In jumps that Void, going to Chrono 3, beautiful Chrono, and Drow's on the edge, right clicking, attacking uphill. Now the overgrowth comes out. In comes Clinks as well, trying to do what they can. He's still silenced up, trying to find him, and they will succeed in doing so. Chest is still 1 second away from the ultimate. Now trying to get out as Bunny gives chase. The ulti now will be used, bouncing between Bunnies. He actually managed to backtrack that and sort of whiffs for the most part as in comes that Clinks, and able to get away actually. Clinks actually having to dive for this. Picks him up.
It's looking really bad for the Radiant.
I think they
one Rax is already down.
They could have held high ground, I feel, if they waited to come to them, but they went out looking for kills, and so as a result, they didn't have the Lich ulti up, and without that, I don't see them being able to fight.
And Dire doesn't even have any detection, so just send Bounty out there to scout and track them out, and that's it. But it looks like middle Rax is going to fall.
Absolutely.
And that leaves just bottom.
And I mean, Lich ulti down for the next seconds. You've got a Drow and a Clinks. You can probably pick it up before he gets the ulti up. As El Wingdoor actually, Matthew able to pick her up. Now going to get turned into a chicken rather, and taken out. In comes now Alex trying to do what he can. Gets a massive crit there. Picks up the Clinks.
I noticed before, but Troll actually has the highest net worth in the game.
Yeah, no, he's been farming reasonably well, to be honest. And you can see that in his items. He's got Daedalus, but up until now, it doesn't really feel like it can make a difference. That could change with the Daedalus pickup, though.
Yeah, Void is now I think going for Daedalus. He should have just skipped the Battle Fury and gone Daedalus straight away.
Yeah, JMD now caught out, going to go down. Yeah, no, I agree, because, I mean, Battle Fury maybe, as a first item, maybe if you want to farm. Actually, Alchemist is another hero you can sort of use, I think, if you're going for the carry build.
Okay.
But, yeah, like, as a farming tool, it's okay. I still don't really agree with it on the Void, but maybe. But if you're going for damage, yeah, the Daedalus is a much better pickup. Or the Maelstrom.
Which is better though, going for Maelstrom first or crit? I've always wanted that.
I think on Void, I mean, Void has one steroid, it's his Bash. And the Bash does double damage inside Chronosphere. So you want attack speed more than anything else, and so Maelstrom's the best way to... Well, Mask of Madness Maelstrom, I think, is the best way to go about getting more damage. Because...
Pudge just hooked the range creep for the gold.
That's one way to last hit. I mean, at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter. You've got the mana. Why not be flashy with your last hits? Now, in comes the Pudge. Goes for the chow down, but Bounty Hunter managed to go. It was invis. So not going to be able to catch him. Now the hook will fly on Alex. No ulti there to follow up. However, the silence does come out from the Jasper. Gets tracked up. Hang around up on top of those hills. Alex comes in, gets the bash, gets the crit. Bunny comes in with the Chronosphere, and now trying to do what he can, but caught out. In comes that Lich ulti, bouncing between crits for the most part, but Bunny pulls it back. Pudge will go down over, as does Bunny. So 3 for...
So another...
Yeah. I mean, they are holding this high ground incredibly well. The arrow will fly. Arkinsis able to just get out of the way, but now probably going to get slowed up. Turns Matu into a sheep, but that Desos from JMD doing work. Actually, 2 Desos, I've just realized. Track now popped on him. One more right click, and Shuriken picks it up.
The messenger. A bargain basement.
Oh yeah, one thing I'll go back to way from before when we talked about Battlefield and
Yep.
Kunkka. Yeah, the thing is, here's why it's good. Sort of good, I mean. When Kunkka uses Tidebringer, he splashes 100% of the damage.
Yep.
Right? If you have Battle Fury, the targets will take, not the main target you're hitting, but the other targets will take 135%. So they'll take more damage than the main person you're hitting.
I disagree. Well, okay, so but you are correct in terms of the raw maths. If you hit people with both the cleaves, you deal 135%. But so what?
Yes.
I mean, what does that accomplish? Yeah, you've dealt more damage to the targets you're not hitting than the targets you are hitting. But what does that actually mean in terms of damage? Not all that much. You'd be better off getting the crits faster on him or the Shadow Blade faster on him for the higher physical.
But here's the
burst.
thing. The damage you cleave is pure damage. And if you hit, and look at the creep's armor, 2 and 0 on the range creep. So if you can get a good crit, a good cleave, using maybe a crit as well, like Battle Fury and Daedalus on a creep, then you're critting for like what 1.2, and multiply that at 30%. Pretty huge damage.
There's 2 things though. First of all, Battle Fury has the same range that wouldn't end. Like, so basically, there's no advantage to getting Battle Fury on Kunkka over getting Battle Fury on, let's just say, Troll. Because the effect that Cleave has for them is exactly the same. It has the same AoE. It has the same scaling of their damage.
True.
But and so that's what I don't get. It's like the reason people say it's good is because Kunkka already has Cleave, but it's like, well, yeah, he already has Cleave. So, but in that case, don't you want just more raw damage, not the Battle Fury to add a little bit more Cleave? That's
okay. If you had the kill going on.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter picks one up on Pudge. Yeah, so Bounty Hunter's damage is incredibly high due to that Deso at the moment.
The thing is, okay, if you had a Magnus on the same team as Kunkka, wouldn't you want to empower him for the cleave?
No, I want to empower him for the damage. The cleave doesn't really matter all that much on Kunkka, is how I feel about it. Whereas the plus damage will make a difference. I mean, the cleave is nice. At the overgrowth use completely whiffs. 80 seconds, I guess, but no, it's 70, isn't it?
I remember the old days when his ulti used to do damage, remember?
Yeah.
It was like 80 damage a second, something like that.
Yeah, he used to be bigger from memory as well. Like he got this massive nerf. I want to say 669 or something.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a little bit smaller than Tide, but it was close to Ravage. And then everyone was like, wow, this hero is actually kind of broken. And so he got nerfed into the ground.
The truth is, I don't think Train Protector, the Ice Frog, really knows what to do with him. Because every few patches, he gets completely reworked. Remember, before he used to be able to plant a tree?
Yeah, he was basically, he was the ward machine. And he had a really good ulti, but he was a ward machine plus ulti. That was all he was. And I feel like, yeah, Treant's in this weird place in that he's always been a very defensive hero. Clink's just going to go in straight for that range. Rex, the arrow will fly, actually catching him. Do they have vision is a question. They have picked up the range racks on that, so nice pickup by them, to be honest. Now, the Lich ulti will fly. The ulti, actually, yeah, so he's able to force stuff out before he can do anything. Overgrowth use only going to hit Arkinsis. Now the Chrono catching just the one Alex in there. And now he turns around, going to work on Bunny. The arrow flies, stuns him, so he can't get all the way. Run ulti has been popped. So yeah, another. I mean, Radiant aren't losing anybody in these fights.
Yeah, they're not. And oh, here comes a track kill.
Out comes that Dagon.
If you even look,
Wards will be.
oh yeah, and he has Dagon too now, and boots.
Yeah, so there you go. It's paying off. But yeah, they're just pushing back all the way. And I think this is their first tower they will have taken for a long time. It's the first time they've really ventured past the river.
It's been like a good 15 minutes
Yeah.
when they've just been fighting on their side, but it's worked out well for them. You know, the Dire have been overextending, and now the gold graph is it's almost even.
Yeah, I feel like you said earlier, it kind of felt like Dire didn't really know what they wanted to, what they wanted to do. They were taking fights really sloppily when they were trying to push up, and as a result, Radiant have been able to punish them.
The inexperience graph is huge in terms of how much it favors
Well, I mean, I think
the Radiant.
the gold is in Dire's favor because they've got so many towers and picked up racks and all that. The XP, on the other hand, is owing to the kills. And even the gold, like if you look at it, it's swung up massively these last couple of fights, just owing to kill gold and pretty much nothing else. Although now Tower and Roshan gold on top of that.
Does that mean I split the bounty?
And it's going to be really hard to bring down this troll. But massive armored, 2k life. Even when Void chronos him, he hits him, but he doesn't. He's just not doing enough damage.
Well, yeah, you saw when he went for the chrono on Troll. He caught him. Okay, fine. But with only him focusing on him, Troll was still very healthy. And then he turned around and he hit Faces Void like 3 times, and Void had pretty much died. And now Atlas coming in on Bunny. He's going to be able to jump out, however. Throws out the track. The arrow will fly, catches Bunny on the absolute edge. Gus comes out, not hitting anybody. Alex track there once again. The Link is getting popped on Mato. Kins is trying desperately to get away. One more right click. Control picks it up. Now they'll do a caught between 3 and down. She's going to go.
That should be mid-rax. Oh,
I would
but
say so. Well, yeah, no, Clinks and Pudge doing work. But at the same time, 3 of your heroes are down. And although Troll backing off, I think they should have... Oh, no, yeah, so the creeps have been starved here, yeah, so bottom tower meanwhile getting picked up, so I think looking to push, although Alex finds Bullo here, Bullo trying to get away, that looks like he's just trying to walk out, could bot, yeah, no, Troll picks it up.
Nice work with toggling Berserker's Rage like that, that was pretty cool. So
sorry, go on.
Yeah, who do you think is going to win this? I mean, it looks like...
I would say, Radiant at this point. I think Troll has become too big. I would like to see him pop the ulti to help get those racks down, but I feel he's become too big for Dire to really deal with as Lich picks up that kill on Clinks. And I think with Clinks down for the next 60, doesn't have buyback, the game is over.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine that the Radiant lost 2 Raxes and then had a 25k advantage in experience and 15k in gold, but that's how it worked.
Absolutely. Well, I think just Radiant in comes that Chrono now, and very nice Chrono. This is what they needed earlier. Although Bunny's still gonna go down. Now
I love how Void basically tickles the troll.
Yeah. I mean, he's been able to catch him. He just hasn't been able to kill him.
It seems that's it. I mean, I don't see any way for the Dire to come back from this. Pretty good comeback, I suppose, after they lost the first round, but definitely a throw by the Dire.
I would say so. Yeah, it was Dire's game to lose, and they basically threw themselves into the grindstone too many times and got torn apart by the Lich ulti, and then later Alex started to work. But I think if they'd look for a couple of pickoffs, like I said, the Lich, the Treant, later on perhaps the Troll, or if they held back until Void could find a great Chrono, they would have been able to take the high ground without losing so much.
They should have just tried to find a pickoff. They have a Pudge, so they could have done it.
Well, I mean, I've played games with Pudges, like where we've gone to take the high ground. He's been able to hook like one of their guys and then hook another one before the other guys respawned, and the team can't. fight against when they're at that bigger disadvantage. But you need to find those hooks. If you're playing a Pudge, you don't have the same team fight power as another mid hero.
No, that's true. But that's it. That's it for us, I guess, for tonight, right?
Yep, that will be us for this evening. So as always, we do thank you for watching. We're back on the same time tomorrow, so do tune in then. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. See you. Hello.